Hi guys! Hallo Leute! Welcome back to German with Jenny. Today I want to talk to you about clothing, and I want to specifically talk to you about verbs related to clothing, okay? So verbs that are used when we talk about clothes, such as to wear or to put on, to take off, to change, alright? I'm also going to be giving you several example sentences today, okay? And I'm going to explain some of the grammar to you because some of it is important to understand how to use these verbs. You know, separable verbs, the dative case, which you need to know for one or two of these verbs. First, we need to know some basic vocabulary, okay, before we get into the verbs. So we have die Kleidung, which means clothing. Die Kleidung. You can also say die Klamotten. Die Klamotten. Or die Anziehsachen. Die Anziehsachen. So one of the most important verbs is tragen, okay? Tragen, which means to wear, okay? Ich trage eine Fleecejacke. Ich trage eine Fleecejacke, okay? Du trägst eine Jeans. Du trägst eine Jeans. Er trägt eine Mütze. Er trägt eine Mütze. Sie trägt eine Sonnenbrille. Sie trägt eine Sonnenbrille. Wir tragen Jacken. Wir tragen Jacken. Ihr tragt keine Socken. Ihr tragt keine Socken. Sie tragen Gummistiefel. Sie tragen Gummistiefel. Sie tragen eine Halskette. Sie tragen eine Halskette. Alright, now you know how to conjugate the verb tragen in the present tense, and you already know how to make some simple sentences, okay? Tragen uses the accusative case, okay? Tragen also has a synonym, which is used very often, and this is a separable verb. This verb is called anhaben. Anhaben, okay? So we have the prefix an, and the stem, which is haben, okay? So if we make a sentence in the present tense or in the preterite tense, we need to put the prefix an at the end of the sentence, okay? Let's take a look at some examples. Ich habe Socken an. I'm wearing socks. Ich habe Socken an. Er hat nichts an. Er hat nichts an. Sie hat eine Jeans an. Sie hat eine Jeans an. Wir haben Handschuhe an. Wir haben Handschuhe an. Ihr habt keine Handschuhe an. Ihr habt keine Handschuhe an. Sie haben Stiefel an. Sie haben Stiefel an. Sie haben Ohrringe an. Sie haben Ohrringe an. Another very important separable verb is anziehen. Anziehen, which means to put on clothing, okay? Anziehen can be used as a reflexive verb, but it doesn't necessarily have to be used as a reflexive verb, okay? If I want to say, for example, that I'm getting dressed, okay, I would say, ich ziehe mich an. Ich ziehe mich an. So we have to use the accusative reflexive pronoun mich, okay? Ich ziehe mich an. In the past tense, I would have to say, ich habe mich angezogen. Ich habe mich angezogen. Er hat sich schnell angezogen. Er hat sich schnell angezogen. Hast du dich angezogen? Hast du dich angezogen? If this sounds too complicated, don't worry, we're going to be taking a look at reflexive verbs in a lesson very soon, okay? I just want to give you an idea of how these verbs work, okay? So don't panic if this is too complicated for now. Now, what makes this verb complicated is that you can also use it with the dative case, okay? So in that case, we would have two objects, okay? I'll give you an example just to clarify this. Ich ziehe mir eine Jeans an. Ich ziehe mir eine Jeans an. So I'm putting on a pair of jeans, okay? So we use mir, okay, the dative pronoun, and then we use eine Jeans in the accusative case, okay? So the eine Jeans would be the direct object and mir would be the indirect object. So I'm taking a pair of jeans and I'm putting them on me, okay? So It's important. So if you want to say, I'm getting dressed, simply getting dressed, you're not really specifying what you're putting on. Then you use the accusative case. Ich ziehe mich an, okay? But if you're specifically saying what you're putting on, then you have to use the dative case and the accusative case, okay? Ich ziehe mir einen Rock an. Ich ziehe mir einen Rock an. You can also say, zieht einen Mantel an. He's putting on a coat. Zieht einen Mantel an. Equally, you can say, zieht sich einen Mantel an. Zieht sich einen Mantel an. So, zieht einen Mantel an. We're not using any reflexive pronoun here. And zieht sich einen Mantel an. We're using the reflexive pronoun sich, okay? But both sentences have exactly the same meaning, okay? There's no difference. Even though in one sentence you're using a reflexive verb, and in the other sentence you're not, okay? Same meaning. A separable verb that works in the same way is ausziehen, so to take off clothing, okay? Ausziehen. So we have the prefix aus. Let's take a look at some examples. Ich ziehe meine Jacke aus. Ich ziehe meine Jacke aus. Or in the past tense, ich habe meine Jacke ausgezogen. Ich habe meine Jacke ausgezogen. Just like with anziehen, we can also use the verb ausziehen as a reflexive verb, okay? So you can say, ich habe mir den Mantel ausgezogen. Or you can say, ich habe den Mantel ausgezogen. So if you use one way or the other way, it has exactly the same meaning. So it doesn't really matter if you say, ich habe mir den Mantel ausgezogen or ich habe den Mantel ausgezogen. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same meaning. No difference. Just different grammar. Another important verb is umziehen, so to change clothing, umziehen. Umziehen is used with the accusative case, okay? Ich ziehe mich um. I'm changing. Ich ziehe mich um. You cannot use the dative case here. So you wouldn't use a dative pronoun for the verb umziehen, just accusative. Ich ziehe mich um. Or in the past tense, ich habe mich umgezogen. Ich habe mich umgezogen. Another verb is passen, okay? Which is also a very important verb, okay? So if you want to say, this sweater fits me, okay? You can say, dieser Pullover passt mir, okay? And we have to use the dative case, very important, okay? Dieser Pullover passt mir, okay? Another example. Diese Jeans passt dir nicht. Diese Jeans passt dir nicht. This pair of jeans doesn't fit you, okay? You can also use the verb passen when you want to say that, for example, this sweater matches this t-shirt, or this sweater does not match this t-shirt, okay? Let me give you an example. Dieser Pullover passt nicht zu diesem t-shirt, okay? So this sweater does not match this t-shirt, okay? And you have to use the preposition zu, very important, okay? Another example. Diese Socken passen nicht zu meiner Hose. Diese Socken passen nicht zu meiner Hose. Diese Handtasche passt nicht zu meinem Outfit. Diese Handtasche passt nicht zu meinem Outfit. Okay, another verb that's very important is stehen. So, not in the sense of to stand upright, but in the sense of to suit you, okay? If something looks good on you, like a piece of clothing looks good on you, we use the verb stehen, okay? And we have to use the dative case as well. Let me give you an example. Diese Jacke steht dir gut. Diese Jacke steht dir gut. So this means this jacket suits you. It looks good on you, okay? Diese Jacke steht dir gut. Dieser Anzug steht ihm nicht gut. Dieser Anzug steht ihm nicht gut. Steht mir diese Jacke? Steht mir diese Jacke? Stehen mir diese Ohrringe? Stehen mir diese Ohrringe? Dieser Mantel steht dir sehr gut. Dieser Mantel steht dir sehr gut.
This table shows you an overview of the verbs that we learned today and some example sentences, okay? Next to each example sentence, I indicated the case that you have to use, okay? Let's look at the first example. So we have the verb tragen, to wear. Ich trage einen Pullover. Tragen uses the accusative case, okay? So you have to use Pullover in the accusative case. Einen Pullover, okay? The next one, anhaben. Okay, this is a separable verb, as we learned today. And you also have to use the accusative case. Ich habe Socken an, okay? Sich anziehen, as I explained today, can use either the accusative case or the dative and the accusative case, okay? So in the first sentence, ich ziehe mich an, it means I'm getting dressed. You only use the accusative case. In the second example, ich ziehe mir die Jacke an, so I'm putting on the jacket. We have the dative and the accusative case, okay? Because we have a direct object and an indirect object, all right? Okay, sich ausziehen, to take your clothing off or to get undressed, okay? It's the same as with sich anziehen. So in the first sentence, we just use the accusative case. Ich ziehe mich aus, I'm getting undressed. And in the second example, we're using the dative and the accusative case. Ich ziehe mir den Schal aus, okay? We have a direct and an indirect object. Okay, sich umziehen, to change. We only use that one with the accusative case, okay? Ich ziehe mich um. Passen, to fit, okay? If something fits you or doesn't fit you. Diese Bluse passt mir nicht. You need to use the dative case, okay? Diese Bluse passt mir nicht. Passen zu, okay, means to match. So something matches something, okay? Such as in the example. Diese Krawatte passt nicht zum Anzug. This tie doesn't match the suit, okay? We're using the dative preposition zu, okay? And zu needs to be followed by the dative case, okay? All right, the last verb, stehen, okay? When something suits you or when something looks good on you. Let's look at the example. Dieses Kleid steht dir gut. So this dress looks good on you, okay? And we need to use the dative case.
So you probably saw that when we talk about clothing, about wearing something, about putting something on, putting something off, there's a lot of grammar involved, okay? So if you want to use these verbs, it's important to at least have a basic knowledge of the grammar, okay? How do I use a separable verb? When do I use dative? When do I use accusative, okay? But remember, I made a lot of videos on the dative case already, and I made some videos on the accusative case as well. So if you want to review that topic, you can definitely take a look at my dative and accusative videos, okay? More are to follow, so I'm still planning on making more videos on the dative and the accusative case because it's such a big topic, okay? It's very complex, so it takes a while.
All right, today you learned the most important verbs and some very useful phrases related to clothing, okay? If you like my videos and you would like to support my work, you can go to patreon.com/GermanWithJenny. You can also visit GermanWithJenny.com, where you will find a lot of different worksheets for different German levels, and you can also work with flashcards. Okay? Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bis bald. Tschüss.